Good morning, family. I know I supposed to have on a suit this morning, like I told some of y'all, but the heat index today is supposed to be way up there, and I got a dinner date with my mother-in-law after church. So it was to my advantage to go casual and just get her done. Hey, look, um, I want to talk a little bit this morning about my wife. I know a lot of times when my wife is involved, we always laughing, cutting up, joking. That's what we do. She adds a lot of flavor to the channel with her wittiness and her being real funny when sometimes I don't think it's funny. But that's just what she do. That's what she bring into our relationship, into our marriage. But today is on a little more serious note. As I laid in the bed this morning and I began to hear her in the kitchen preparing breakfast for the both of us after she done spent her time with God this morning. I began to just reminisce and reflect over the last month and a half of my life. And so once I done that, I thought it was only fitting to just bring her into the perspective, the right perspective, to bring her into her rightful place that she play in our marriage. And so this may not be the video for you if you don't want to hear about my wife. I don't have a C10 on the channel that I'm gonna show you me putting on parts and stuff. But this subject is very dear to my heart because it's actually the foundation of what you see in me today since my accident. We're not going to go back and rehash all of the bad because I think that if you follow my channel, you all know what happened to me the weekend of Mother's Day. And just a little story, I was in a real bad accident, which I got hurt. I broke my femur, disc in my back, and the rib. Okay, so that's to bring you up to where I'm at today. I documented a little bit of it by doing videos in the hospital, showing y'all, where I was at, what I could do, what I couldn't do, yada, 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 yada. All of the above, okay? And now some of y'all that has followed me has seen my progress and you even comment on it. And you say, Bill, man, you doing real good. Bill, your recovery, man, is astronomical, man. Your recovery is a miracle. Bill, man, you back in the saddle. You back on the compound. You doing this, you doing that, and we so proud of you, Bill, and all of that. All of that. And that's true. And I am so grateful to have a supporting cast as far as my subscribers that had latched on to build on the budget and had rolled with me through this whole ordeal and has been there to encourage me every step of the way. Man, that means so much to me as a content creator, as a person. It means so much to me to know that I have established myself with a group of people that really care about me, and I feel that in my heart. And that's good. I ain't gonna cry. I ain't gonna cry. But now, what I want to go back to is my wife, because that's the subject matter of this morning. From the time they rolled me into the emergency room in UNC Chapel Hill. To this very day that we speak, my wife have not left my side. Not one day since that day I have been without my wife. When I was laying in that hospital bed, not able to move my leg, only can wiggle my toes, couldn't get up to use the bathroom, couldn't do nothing on my own, my wife lay beside me in a recliner all night, to the point that in the mornings they would help me out of that bed because I got tired of laying in it. And we would switch it up and let her go in it so she could get her some sleep through the day. And that's where she was at every day. Tell y'all guys something, man. If you married, you love your wife, you got to adore her. You have to esteem her. You have to love her and care for her to the point that when you run across tragedy in your life, when you can't move, she'll move for you. When you can't wipe your butt, she'll wipe it for you because she cared that much about you. And Miss Built has been Miss Built on the spot 24/7. Even when I was starting to move on a walker, that walker moved in the middle of the night, I turn around, she's on me like white on rice. Where you going? What you doing? What you need? Why you up? And this has been continual. When I tell y'all I was on house arrest, I meant that. It was like I was locked up and in stocks and chains, chained to the wall. Cause mama was on me. And if you got good sense, you will appreciate that, man. Because the report that we got from the doctor was he don't need to be left alone because he can fall and tear up all of that good work. Them 4 hours of surgery, he can tear that up with one fall. And once they told my wife that, all bets was off. They still off. It's just that I'm hard-headed. It's just that I'm starting to act crazy. It's just that the man in me is making me want to do the things that I'm used to doing. And at some point, I'm starting to become defiant. And that's good and it's bad. Because one thing Miss Built don't do, she don't care if I'm defiant. She gets defiant with me. And she just go ahead and lay it out on the line and let me know, I don't care if you acting crazy. You ain't gonna do this. You ain't gonna do that. And that by itself, man, is one of the reasons why you see the recovery in Built on a Budget. Mama, my wife, Miss Built, has recovered her husband. I mean, my wife ain't worked not one day since the day of my accident. And if any of y'all sitting there from OMSA, where she worked, and you watching my video this morning, let it be known, she really didn't even give a doggone if she didn't have a job when this thing was over with, because I was more important than that. And I'm going to share something with you about my wife, man. Before I got hurt, I would tell her, hey, baby, take the day off. Take tomorrow off. Let's go do this. She wouldn't do it because she was committed to her job. They need me tomorrow. I know what's on the schedule. I can't do it. We short of help. And people were laying out around her, causing her to have to do more work, but yet and still, she wouldn't lower herself to that standard. And she wouldn't lay out on them people. But when it came to her husband, all bets was off. It's your job. If you want to keep it, you can have it. I'm going to be here for my husband. 32 years. The job didn't really matter because you can always get another job. But it ain't a lot of built on the budgets out there. Ain't a lot of Mr. Bills out there. So she was protecting her investment. And she been all over me. Now, let me tell you the flip side to that. Because there's a part that I play that we don't talk about. So let's talk about it. First of all, y'all know I'm born again. Me and my wife, we love God. And that's why God showed himself strong in my behalf. That's why he showed out. That's why you seen the miraculous in my life because of the love we have for God, our relationship, the things we do for him, and all of the above. But understand something. This is what y'all need to understand. In the beginning with God, out of God come the man. Out of the man come the woe man. Out of the woe man come the children. That's the order of God. When the man which is built went down, that left my wife uncovered. It left her in a role that she wasn't designed to work in. I didn't say equipped, because she was equipped because she had the hand of God on her life. So God equipped her, but she wasn't designed to be uncovered. It was my place as the man to cover my wife. And when I'm laid up there, can't move in the bed, can't walk, can't do nothing, my wife was uncovered. And that's not the order of God. So it was that in me that wanted me to get back on my feet so I can be the covering for my wife. And I worked real hard at doing that. And she aided and assisted me in every way to do so. And so I'm telling y'all guys, I always say, if you finna start an old school project and your wife ain't in your corner, get your fishing pole. Go fishing, man, because you finna have a bad day. But on the same token, man, if you married and your relationship is not where your wife would go to bat for you, or you won't go to bat for your wife, what y'all doing? What is you doing? Y'all just roommates? What is you doing? But when you say I do, when you share them vows, what do it mean to you, man? What would you sacrifice, or what would you do to make that thing happen? Because it ain't nothing like laying down knowing that I got a lady in my life that got my back, man. And from day one, without a shadow of a doubt, that's what I know. See, y'all, like I say, y'all see Miss Bill sitting on the porch, out in the compound, down in the yard, riding the truck. She laughing, she smiling. But she's more than just a pretty face, man. She is one that whatever she's serious about, she's all in. And you got to appreciate that. And so this morning, and I'm gonna let her say a couple of things. I encourage her to. I'm gonna ask her to, because I think it's important for her to share something with y'all on this video just to kind of solidify what I have said. But I've been blessed. A lot of y'all say Miss Built is a keeper, and yes, she is that, very much so. I couldn't have done it without her. I wouldn't know what I would have done without her. I couldn't see myself without her because she means that much to me. And she has been very instrumental to nursing me back to where y'all guys are impressed that I'm at. I didn't get here by myself, people. I didn't even get here on just prayers alone. I got here with somebody pushing me, somebody pulling me, somebody nudging me, somebody encouraging me. You know, I told a few people this story, and I think it's fitting to tell y'all because y'all never saw Bill on that side before. But I've been on the other side, man, and it been recently. I went to therapy one morning, and we had 2 or 3 sessions that day. And the last session of the day, I had to do steps. That was part of my therapy class because they knew that when I got home, I had to walk up steps. Y'all see me with them steps. Now, I'm just about running up them, you know what I mean? But I had to do steps, man. And when I got on them steps, my leg wouldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Built Big Bertha in 90 days. Built did a suspension kit. Y'all seen the work I did on Big Bertha. Won't nothing Built couldn't do. But this particular day, Built couldn't climb those steps, man. I couldn't pick my leg up. My leg did not respond to my command. And when I got back to my room, my wife said, "What's wrong, baby?" I said I couldn't do it. And before I knew it, tears started running out my eyes, man. I started crying. And I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it because I wasn't used to that. I wasn't used to trying to do something and I couldn't do it. Especially something as simple as picking up my leg, man, and lifting it up on a step. I couldn't do it, man. And I started crying. I started feeling depression coming over me just that quick. And at that moment, it wasn't nothing I can do about it. And my wife, she held Big Bill. She squeezed old Bill like a teddy bear. And she said, "Baby, it's all right. It's all right." She said, "I think you're being too hard on yourself." I said, "Baby, I ain't being too hard on myself. What's a step? I walked up steps all my life, man. I'm 63 years old. I run up steps. You understand? I couldn't lift my leg." And she said, "Let me show you something." And she opened up her phone and she showed me an x-ray of just how bad my leg was broke. And the rod that was in my leg and the screws that was in my leg and the pinions that was in my leg. And she said, "Baby, you don't realize just how busted your leg was." She said, "And it only been 2 weeks. You're being too hard on yourself." She was able to minister to my mental. And I began to see things different. And the next day, when I went to therapy, I had on me a fresh pair of Crocs. Y'all seen my Crocs. I had some Adidas shoes, slip-ons, but I couldn't put enough pressure on that leg to slip my feet in them. So I had some Crocs, and they was in sports mode with some Adidas socks, Adidas shirt, Adidas hat, and some shorts. And when them therapists came in my room the next morning, I was sitting in the wheelchair, because I knew what time they was coming. I was sitting in my wheelchair, facing the door. And when they walked through the door, I told them, I said, y'all kicked my butt yesterday. I said, but I'm back. Let go. Let go. Ain't happening no more. You'll never break Bill to that mental state that you had me in yesterday. Never happen again. And you begin to see, even on the videos, Bill recovering, being strong. The foundation to all of that won't just my willpower, man. The foundation to that won't just because I was praying. You understand? All of that stuff has a place in life. But the willpower to that was the woman that I had beside me that was urging me on, that was giving me the confidence to move on. And then my girls, they rose up. I'm waiting on you, baby, because I want you to tell these people something. Mama say it's time to go to church. Them girls of mine, they was with their daddy. Everything I needed, everything I wanted, everything I desired, they got with my wife, and they made sure daddy had it. They a whole different breed. I'm gonna have to give you a story on them one day, but not this video. So, baby, I want you to say something to these lovely people. Look, I'm gonna let Miss Bill say a few words, and then Big Daddy got to get ready to go to church.
Good morning, family. I know my husband had woke up this morning. He said, babe, I want to do something today. I said, okay. He said, I want to do a video. I said, about you. And I said, okay. So I just want to share with you guys that I only did what a wife is supposed to do. And I love Bill. And I know that my husband is a strong-willed person. And anything that he's ever set his mind to do, he does it with the help of God, and that's just his nature. And so it's just one of those times in life. We have a saying that life will show up, and you got to be ready spiritually, mentally, physically when it does. And so I just wanted to say a little bit that I thank God for my husband. I thank God for the families. Thank you guys for supporting us through this ordeal. This too shall pass. I told my husband the day of the accident, when he's in the emergency room, I said, we're going to get double for our trouble. I said, because we didn't ask for this. But, sometimes in life, even when life is not good, God is always good. And God has been good. God has been faithful and true to his word. And we just thank God for Jesus. Thank God for our man and woman of God, our ministry, our members that have been such a blessing, praying for us, blessing us. And we just thank God for it. And we appreciate our family. We just appreciate everybody that has supported us. Continue to pray for us. We're still in the in-between, and the dust settle. We're still standing. And I just thank God for the word of God, the power of God, the wisdom of God, and the anointing of God. Because without that and staying connected to God, we can do it or nothing. So I just wanted to say that, guys, and we appreciate you. Peace.
I ain't even gonna touch that. But let me say this in closing. Hey, baby, hold up. I need to do something right quick. Turn around here. Out. Okay, come on a little closer. Okay, hold right there. I need to get you in the thumbnail.
Okay.
Ready, boom. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. even down to Big Shirley. It was my wife's desire. She said, baby, you done got old.
I didn't say it like that.
She said, and she done moved my cane all the way over there across the room, like how I supposed to.
I'm gonna get it to you.
She said, I think that you need to start out with a truck. Hey, bring me some stuff to put on my face, baby. You need to start out with you a truck that's drivable when you buy it. She said, starting from square one, you done that with Bertha. And that ain't what I want for you. That's not God's best for you. And Big Shirley come about all because of that desire she had in her heart. So, hey, I just wanted to take, man, and just talk a little bit about it. I think it's deserving. I think it's a way that I can honor my wife. Cause I still got a ways to go. I still have 10 more weeks of therapy. And they may even extend that. Is what the therapist said. That at the end of them 10 weeks, if they feel like I could still benefit from the therapy, that they will extend it. So, I still got a long way to go. I'm walking around the house with a cane in the house, but I'm not ready to do it on the outside yet. So, y'all guys just continue to pray. Maybe you didn't get nothing out of this video. I made it. That's just what I do. I made the video. That was what was in Bill's heart. So we going to church today. And after church, I got a date with my mother-in-law. Texas Roadhouse. Yeah, sir. Because I got a good mother-in-law, too. Sure enough. So, enough of that. And we're just going to take and get ready to get up the road. And until the next one, it's your boy Bill and Mrs. Bill. I need some stuff from her arms, baby. She got to do a little bit of that. Make me shine. See, we shines. We've been shining since we was kids. It started out with lotion, with Vaseline. But enough of that, man. To the next one, I want to say peace.